Hi guys, thanks for this episode of Nick Egan Times. On this episode, we have an awesome guest. We have NomaD. NomaD is a Grammy Award winner, icon and legend of the music industry. He's obviously had an esteemed, amazing career with a lot of producing and a lot of hits that he's done over the years. Welcome, NomaD, and thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
For sure. How's it all been going over there?
Everything up here is going good. I wish I was down under with you, though. You guys have seem to have a control on what's going on, and yeah, but things are going pretty well up here. We're having a good time. The weather's nice.
Awesome. How
By the beach.
How has the pandemic affected you personally and professionally?
Oh well, like everyone, I think it's had quite an effect on business and the music business. Not being able to tour, play live, not being able to have more than a few people in a room at the same time, and having to cover our breathing extremities. It's been kind of weird. I really hope we're close to the other side of this, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. It's been tough. It's been extremely tough on everyone.
Worldwide, man. That's what's so crazy. It's like this affects everybody worldwide. That's wild.
Yeah, man. You could never imagine that this was going to happen. All right, like it's just
right.
Unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump straight into it. Tell me about the amazing song and the motivation behind "Power in the Name" with your mum, and with Krazie Bone, and how it's transpired, and the motivation behind it, and what it represents.
Man, "Power in the Name" is just something that came. Actually, the idea came from a movie that I was co-producing, one of the producers on, called "Let There Be Light," and I did music for that film as well. And we wrote it, recorded it. It's the opening title song to the movie. And then it sat for a little bit, a couple years. And then out of nowhere, Keith, who works with Krazie, said, he called me one day and he's like, "Man, me and Craig been listening to Power in the Name, man." And I'm like, "What's Power in the Name?" And he's like, "The song, man, the song." I said, "Oh, all right, well, what's up?" And he goes, "Man, we need to release that, man. We need to get that out there because the world is so crazy, man. People need to hear that message." And I was like, "You're right." And so I called Mom and I said, "Mom, I want to revisit the song Power in the Name." My mom was like, "What song are you talking about now?" And, because I always throw out crazy ideas. And I said, "I'm sending it to you." So I did. I sent it to her and she freaked out over it. And of course, she was like, "Oh, this is beautiful. I remember." I said, "Mom, will you be okay with us releasing it?" And I said, "I've already talked to Krazie." And I said, "Craig, are you down? Are you really down? Like, because if I tell Mom, we're going to release this." And he said, "Oh, yeah, yeah." I said, then we did it. And then I had my iPhone with me. She was at a rehearsal at SIR Studios, which is one of the premier rehearsal studios here in LA. She happened to be in LA, which she's never in LA. I went over there. I called Krazie, who ironically was literally around the corner. He came over. I pulled out my iPhone and shot us a little music video, man. And shout out to Apple because the quality was amazing. And that's how it all came about. And then, it doesn't hurt to have your own record label, and distribution and stuff. So I said, well, let me set up a channel to get it out and a time. And we did, and we released it. And it's just been quite a journey, people are really receiving it well. It's a positive message song. It's just designed, literally written just to uplift everyone. This is a no judgment zone song. Whatever you believe, that's your preference. I'm not here to talk religion because that starts wars. I'm just here to say, like, there is power in prayer. There's power in lifting up Jesus. There's power in loving each other, because however you receive Jesus, in my opinion, Jesus is love. God is love. So we should all just practice love, and that can remove all of that. What are y'all talking about when we're talking about power in the name of love?
Yeah, it's great insights. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I really love the song. I think it's well done, and even the background you just said about it, that's incredible. Um,
Thanks, man.
Tell me, let's talk about your career, and obviously you've had so many highlights throughout them. What stands out for yourself that really sticks out? And what actually even better, what also growing up, obviously having a successful mother, how did that affect you, and how did that, I guess, progress your career? Do you know what I mean? Like, how did that influence your
Well,
career as well?
yeah. Well, having a super successful mom who was, a living legend, you know early on that those are some humongous shoes. So don't even try to fill them, you know. I knew walking into this profession, I knew very young that I wanted to, do music of some sort. And it started out where I never said I want to be a fireman or a police officer. I knew I wanted to be a music, either producer or writer. And I was mentored by the great Quincy Jones. And I was in the studio with, Burt Bacharach and Hal David and the greats, right? And the greatest engineers. And I just knew, and I was infatuated with the console and with all the faders and all the buttons. And I knew, I was like, one day I'm going to be behind this thing and I'm going to be steering this big thing. And it happened. And mom always has been the greatest sounding board, like to go and play stuff. And trust me, I've played her some really good stuff and I played her some really bad stuff. And one thing about mom is she's really honest. So for her to be saying that she loves the song, for her to be saying that she loves the sound, and it's quite, I feel like I really reached a point of accomplishment, if that's a good word, having a mom of her of her status. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. Tell me too, your friends with Michael Jackson, obviously the late Michael Jackson. How did that relationship affect you? Did that have anything, I guess, to your music career as well? And how did that personally affect you when he passed away?
Well, yeah, I mean, my God, I think the entire world, the world stopped when everybody had heard the news that he had transitioned. And it was a very unbelievable feeling. I mean, it was kind of surreal, like where I think the first time you actually tune into yourself and go, man, that like he actually was a human. Like, no, Michael Jackson, like what? He's dead? How? He was like bigger than life. But what was wild about it musically, it made me want to go and get really creative. It sparked something in me to want to go right to the studio, which I did. And I'm actually really close with Jermaine, who's obviously his brother. So I called JJ and I said, JJ, man, I know you're going through it, but man, why don't we go to the studio, dude? Why don't we do a tribute to Michael? He's like, yeah, it's a good idea. So we never released it. Ironically, we never released it, which is kind of weird, but because a lot of stuff happened, obviously, it's a lot going on with the estate and all of that, but we did a tribute, Will You Be There? And Jermaine sung it. And then the late, great Larry King, the voice of radio, the voice of television, jumped on and said the most beautiful tribute to Michael that I think anyone could ever pay, tribute. I have to find that because it was so beautiful. And now that Larry's up there with Michael interviewing him, along with all the other greats that have passed, right? I think Larry would smile knowing that his legacy is continued, next to the King.
Right there. Tell me, you've done so many songs. Like, it's incredible. I was even looking at the list going through. I was amazed. I was like, wow, like it's just unbelievable the amount of songs. What songs? I know obviously you're gonna say that most of them were all from you love them, but what songs, I guess, specifically stand out for you that really, I guess, you have a sensitive spot for? You really, really appreciated doing that and really just hit home for you.
Honestly, not the hits.
Yeah.
The ones that stand out to me are the ones that are like the album cuts. The hits are the hits, right? I mean, we all know the hits, and they've been, thank God for people loving the sound over the years and buying the records over the years and you know, putting me in a position of being a kind of a, you know, world-known music producer. But it's the cut number 7 on Destiny's Child, you know, Sexy Daddy. You know, it's the cut on, you know, Kelly Rowland, you know, Love Lives in Strange Places. It's the cut on Jessica Simpson. I can't remember the name of the song right now, but you know, it's not With You. You know, it's the Loving You. Sorry, it's the cut Loving You, and on Jessica Simpson. That sorry, let me tell him. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Sorry about that. I got a call, and it's those cuts that resonate with me. I do love, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people say, I love all my songs. I do love my creations, all of them, because I put a lot of energy into all of them. You know, I even like the bad ones, the ones that people were like, man, this song is horrible. And I'm like, I go back and listen to my horrible stuff according to everybody else. And I'm like, that song is hot. What don't you get? But being a producer, that's always been a bit left of center, if you will, and a little ahead of the curve, maybe. You know, maybe I was like, you know, a millennium ahead of myself. You know, sampling vacuum cleaners and weird sounds. Me, Timbaland, my boy Pharrell. You know, we were always kind of the weirdos in the '90s, but now it's like everybody's coming for that sound, you know, and now it's all available with the touch of a computer button, which I find astonishing. Technology is crazy, man. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Great insights. Where do you see the music industry going? So previously, obviously, as you just said, the technology's become amazing. Where do you see the industry that's changed from, obviously, from when you kicked off to where we are now and where it's headed?
You know where the music industry is going, man? It's going, and I'm going to call will.i.am when I hang up with you. It's going to the metaverse and avatars, and will.i.am sitting there with his avatar, you know, who he's going to make probably, you know, like he's probably gonna make his avatar buff, because I know Will's always want to be big and buff. And me and Will always joke, because I tell him that if he ever wants to have a dance-off challenge, we can do that. And we always tease each other about that. But I see it going to the metaverse, man. There's this, you know, the metaverse. It's funny I'm even using these words right now, but I was just in a meeting and it was about the metaverse, dude. Like, someone tried to sell me some real estate in the metaverse. And I said, what? But hey, I might need to buy some right now, because I think everybody's going to need to get some real estate in the metaverse. You're going to have some speakers there, DJing. So I really think music is going cyber. It's going cyber, man. It's going AI.
Wow, that's incredible. Like, it's it's just amazing, and you know, like, it's wow, like just where it's going. And I know obviously Facebook's really kicking it off too with the metaverse as well. Yeah,
the Horizon deal and all that. I'm like, man, this is wild.
100%.
Zuckerberg, he ain't no joke. That dude ain't no joke, man.
He's onto it. He's very onto it.
Yeah, these kids, man, they're you know. And nowadays, my mom always said, if you can think it, you can do it. And literally, I can't wait. I'm excited for the chip when I can just think, and then my food just is already digested. and I don't have to worry about being fat and getting cavities and all that stuff, you know. I can just program my calories and still make it taste like a Big Mac, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what inspires you daily? What motivates you?
What motivates me, man? Just life, man. Just how beautiful life is, that we can wake up and be creative and have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want, man. You know, good or bad. Like it's like we have the freedom of choice, you know. And I'm so inspired when I make a good choice, and it turns out, and it leads me to like an interview like this, where it's like people want to find out how to motivate and how to keep good positive energy flowing, man. And you know, obviously I'm a musician, and I'm inspired by those 5 notes that make up a composition, but yeah, just life. Yeah.
Awesome. And what are your other projects that you're currently working on, and what does the future look like?
I'm working on, it's funny, with Mom, we're working on an EP right now of kind of uplifting songs, positive energy songs. Man, Mom's getting ready to do some stuff with the non-fungible token world, you know, where we're going to do an NFT of one of the songs that we're producing for a charity. I love that I'm pulling an 81-year-old into the NFT world, but hey, my mom's hip, man. She's the queen of Twitter, so why not? You know, working on keeping up with her too. She got a Vegas residency coming in March, and then she'll be over there on are we going to Australia? I think so. I know she's going to London and Europe first in May, June. And so yeah, I'm working on just trying to keep putting one foot in front of the other, man. You know?
Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah, you got to come down to Australia.
Dude, you ain't have to invite me twice. You man, I will get on a plane. I'm telling you, my boy, John Stevens, man, you know, he's over there, like I said, on the other side. You know, I know how it is. New Zealand, Australia, I get it. But my favorite thing is Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
There it is. You have to do it. See, I love that, man. I had so much fun down there. I was down there. You know, my one of my brothers, there's a whole other topic. He got in a little trouble in Australia, Hobson. But, you know, the underground rapper, you know, but we won't talk about that. But I signed him and discovered him. But I love Australia. I really do. So I will definitely be getting on Qantas Airlines at some time in the near future, and hopefully it's the Airbus 800 or whatever that thing is, 880, the big boy. Yeah, it's a long flight from here, man.
14 hours, 13 hours.
Long flight, man. A lot of movies.
Right.
A lot of metaverse.
A lot of metaverse.
Yeah.
What has been the best, I guess, insights? I guess, what have you learned, the best key learning or learnings that you've had from your career that you've learned that's really stuck out for you?
Just to keep going, be persistent. You know, you can listen to what people say, but don't give in to everybody's opinion, because, you know, I say, you know, opinions are like, this is what I truly say, and you can quote me on it, man. I say opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and they kind of stink. So don't listen to everybody's opinion. You know, just do you, man, and keep going. Because if I had to listen to every time someone told me it's a no, this is whack, you're not gonna make it, you know, then I would have not been sitting here talking to you right now.
Well, it's amazing, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are your passions and hobbies? What do you like to do away from the music industry?
I'm a RC geek, man. I fly RC planes and helicopters, and so I'll be at the airfield flying. A lot of people didn't know that. I love martial arts, so I practice Kempo and Jeet Kune-do, and I'm getting into a new form called Budokan up in Montana when I go up there. But I don't really get much time. Like, it's like, and that's my fault, and I love it. I'm always doing something, and it's always revolving around music. So, you know.
Wow. Tell me about the Grammy. How was that, and what was that experience like?
I wasn't even there, man. I was sitting at the studio working on, who was I working on when they announced it? I think I was working on Pink's album when Lady Marmalade got announced. And, you know, Rockwilder, Missy Elliott, Ron Fair, Maya, Christina Aguilera, Pink, Little Kim, everybody else that worked super hard on that record, Dave Pensato, you know, it was one of those surreal moments because I kind of had a feeling that song was going to win because of all the people that were involved, but you never really know. When they announced it, I just went, Oh my God. I kind of went numb because I was like, to be a part of something at that time, which not only, got the attention of the world and got the attention of, the Grammys, but also that set up 4 careers, man, or, at least really set up one, which is Pink, because right after Lady Marmalade, man, that child took off. And I was happy to be on that spaceship with her because I met her, because of Lady Marmalade. So that's a very special time for me. We created a Misunderstood album, which, by the way, if you remember a few years ago, more than a few years ago, we were in Australia and we were in Sydney and Melbourne, Australia, going back and forth when she had her tour. I don't know if it might have been Funhouse tour. I can't remember, but they set up 2 in both arenas. They set up 2 identical stages and we would just go back and forth, and that was fun.
Yeah, I do remember
a lot of beer. That was a lot of beer. And I don't even drink. That was a lot of good beer. Whew. Yeah, we had a good time.
Wow, that's incredible. And where you obviously like flying, as you mentioned. Where are your favorite places or favorite place to travel to in the world, or you've been to?
In the States, I love going to Montana, in the mountains, Aspen, Colorado. I love going to mountains, man, because I live by the beach, so I'm spoiled. I wake up every day to the Pacific Ocean in Venice Beach. Another island that I love to go, and I actually have residency part-time, is in Hawaii because, believe it or not, I sort of have a reggae career down there as an artist named NomaD, NomaD, with another artist who's actually in New Zealand right now named Fiji, who's very big, major mega. We have an island reggae sound. Some people call it Hawaiian. I don't know what they call it, but it's island reggae music. And NomaD is an artist. That's me. And I'm actually going to get ready to release another EP featuring Fiji, J-Bug, a few other artists. So I love going to Hawaii, and I love coming down to Australia, New Zealand. Like I said, like I mentioned, I like going to Russia, believe it or not. I used to go to Russia all the time to work with this artist named Al Su. Russia's really awesome because it's like the way they dress. They know how to dress in Russia, man. Like they dress all the way up to go to breakfast. Like, especially like the women will wear $10,000 shoes and minks, and that's the only place I've seen where you have Hermes belts with a Gucci, scarf, with a Louis Vuitton purse, with a, YSL, it's crazy, man. Like, so they know what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, I'm been blessed, right? If you can hear it while I'm explaining this as I'm thinking it through, I'm truly blessed because of my mom. I was kind of raised on the road. I was, I'm a United Global Services over $1 million miler.
Wow.
Literally. Yeah.
What is your mom's favorite song that she's done?
What's my mom? My mom will tell you if she was sitting right here, she says she doesn't really have any favorites. She has a couple that she didn't care for when she released until she laughed all the way to the bank. One of them being San Jose. She said she did not believe that Hal David would write a lyric that goes, whoa, 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 And yeah, I love that story. And she says, well, they convinced me to put it out and sing it, and we put it out, and I laughed all the way to the bank. So there you go.
I love Say a Little Prayer. I love that song. Yeah. I think that's great. It's a classic.
Classic song, man. And so apropos for the times right now, right. Say a little prayer for you. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And tell me just the name NomaD, where, I know you just touched on it briefly then, but how did that actual name, how did you think of that name, or how did that name come up?
Okay, ready? Watch, do this. You ready? Right. Spell NomaD backwards.
DAMOD?
DAMON.
There we go. You got it, right?
Now, what's my name? Damon, right?
Right, yeah. That's incredible. There you go, right? That's why
it was one of those things. My mom, and I said to my mom, I said, "Mom, did you realize you were naming me NomaD?" She says, "Well, maybe subconsciously, because you travel so much, you don't sit still. You're doing 50 million projects at the same time." I mean, like, you asked me what I'm doing next. I also have something with Billy Ray Cyrus coming out. Like, I think I'm schizophrenic, man, or something, but I express that through my music, you know? Like, I literally have a split multiple personality order, not disorder. It's an order. It's an order that I have to be who I'm going to be musically. And it's wild because when I sing different songs, these different little accents come out, and I'm not trying. I'm not faking it. I'm not, trust me, you're getting what you get. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's incredible. NomaD, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. I've really enjoyed this interview.
Thanks,
and really
man.
appreciate you. I think, you've done wonderful things and your career is on a massive trajectory. So thank you.
Oh, thanks, man. I look forward to seeing you down there, dude. And we'll hit a pub or something. And yeah, dude, take care, man. Please stay safe, Nick. This stuff is real. And yeah, man, stay healthy. And dude, you got great energy. Thanks for this interview, dude. I'm gonna get crazy. Make sure Craig gets on here with you. So
thanks,
all right.
You got great energy too. You're a legend. So thank you.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Have a good time, brother. Take care.
Bye.